Everyone, it's me, DramatiSim. Welcome back to my channel for another episode of The Sims 2 Let's Play Strangetown Season 2. Hello, hi, we're back again. It's the Grunt family, the Grunt boys, the boyos, as we call them, apparently. Hi, we're here with the Grunts. Tank, Ripp, and Buck, who are our new orphans. They were orphaned in Season 1 when their father, General Buzz, died and was consequently turned into a zombie by the Beaker family, Loki Beaker and Circe Beaker. And then he was fed again to the cow plant. They're pissed. Highly pissed off. They've had two families literally break their family apart. Their mother, who disappeared mysteriously and perished, their father was looking into her mysterious death, and they do know or have suspicions on who killed her or how she came about dying. Which we all know Olive Spectre killed their mother, but they don't really know the full specifics or the exactly who done it and what. So they're still trying to figure that out, but they know for certain that their father was brought back to life as a zombie and then killed as a cow plant and used to further the Beaker objective. Not cool. So while the boys have had their differences, this family has been full of misfits. Tank being the perfect eldest son, but really not living his own life. I really feel that Tank is really, like, this isn't him, but he doesn't know anything better because his father kind of forced him in this direction, and his brothers, who were not falling in line with his father, really, like, he saw that their relationships were awful with him if he didn't do what his father wanted to do. Not the best father figure, but I digress. And if you hear the cat meowing in the background, he wants to play, and I'm ignoring him. I'm an awful cat mom. I'm going to play with him after this. So anyway, because of this, Tank has a lot of resentment to his two brothers for not also falling in line with, you know, going into the military. Ripp went in the complete opposite direction. He wants to be like an art gallery critic. He wants to buy and sell and proprietor, whatever that is. Like, he wants to find like talent and, like, you know, help make them big and things like that. And then on top of that, he's extremely romantic and like woohoos with anything that walks. So Ripp and Tank have always been at odds. We know that from like Season 1 and all of that stuff. So the one thing that they have in common, or the one thing that they can talk about that Tank's really, really like up in arms about right now, is getting revenge and, you know, making sure that their parents can rest easy. It's been very difficult for them transitioning to being independent, and Ripp, while he, like, if his father was still alive, he would have definitely moved out and started his own life. He couldn't bring himself to leave Buck alone. Buck is still young. He's still trying to figure himself out. He has slimmed down. I think puberty has been good to him, and that's fantastic, but he's like a family sim. He's too nice. He's too neat. He does have that seriousness because from his father, just in general, because his father was such a serious person, but he's lazy and he's very quiet and to himself. He's not the kind to cause issues. Besides him dating Jill Smith, who is half alien and the bane of his family's existence. So Ripp didn't want to leave Buck home alone with Tank because Tank just doesn't have the empathy to help Buck grow into his adulthood. So anywho, long spiel, sorry. But Tank and Ripp are finally having a conversation. You can see our relationship is super, super low together. And even then, they've already come to disagreements. They both know that they need to do something about the Beakers. The Beakers need to be stopped. Stop it right now. And Ripp has an idea, and he says, you know, I know that you don't get along with the Smith family, but Johnny Smith and Ophelia Smith are like his close friends. I'm actually trying to find Ophelia in his relationship panel. Hang on a second. Are we not friends with her right now? Oh, she's right here. Our relationship with Ophelia went down, I think, because they had some like underlying feelings for one another, and he wasn't about that life of being like a house wrecker. So he's already trying to say, like, look, I know you don't like the Smith household, but they could be great allies for helping us out. And I feel like if we talk to them, there might be something. Ophelia's aunt was I'm going to say they think she was like a witch in air quotes. She was like weird, right? And Tank's like, absolutely freaking not, dude. Like, how can he's irritated now. He's going to argue with Ripp and just be like, I want to have a serious conversation. We can't rely on people who don't have our best interests. They have no allegiance to us. They didn't like our father. They didn't even know our mother. And you are proposing that we use them. And Ripp's like, dude, like, he's like, dude, he's trying to get on his good side. He's like, you're a smart man, Tank, and you know that, there's opportunities to, find an allegiance or find an opportunity to get them on our side. And what is the harm in trying? And Tank kind of relents a little bit, and he's like, hey, fine, Johnny is your best friend. Call him up. I do have to give him a cell phone. Oh, no, I don't. Call him up and see what he has to say. I'm willing to hear him out. And Ripp's like, perfect. We're going to invite over both of them, I think. So we'll invite over Johnny Smith. And we'll also invite Ophelia over just because we haven't seen her in a while. And because they're coming over, I'm just going to invite Jill because Buck will want to see her. Tank is not happy that Buck is dating Jill Smith. As I said, she is half alien, so he doesn't like that. And just low-key, I had done their bedrooms before, but I like them, and I don't think that they need any updates. I also feel like we all know these guys. They're not new, so I didn't feel like I needed to update much on them. I kind of jumped straight into the story, but I believe Ripp was around this level at his career when we ended season 1. He is in the artist career. And Tank is level 4 of the military career. He did not go to university, so he doesn't have a degree, but Ripp does, and he was the one that we took to university in season 1. So he has all of the university relationships and woohoos and things like that, and he has lots of ladies on his time, and if I'm just checking, I don't have enough points to give him a secondary aspiration, and Tank, I believe him too. I put everything into work because he doesn't have a personality, which I think is kind of sad, and I do want to explore that more when we've gotten over our mission. Woo! Our mission of bringing down the Beakers. So the Smiths are coming over. Buck hears that. He's super excited. He wants to serve up some nice food for his girlfriend. I think he'll make some spaghetti. He's been working on the spaghetti and meatballs recipe, and he's really, really excited about that. Who are you? I'm going to have Ripp come and greet everyone, if you can, please. And it is late because Ripp had work today. He doesn't have vacation days, so I didn't want him to not go to work. But he's working slowly on his career. Again, he's not like antsy to, he doesn't want to progress too far in his career. He's focused on like other things. So anyways, we're going to talk to Johnny and, try and get some insider information, or at least try and get some allies. I feel like if we're going to tackle the Beakers, it's not a solo excursion or job or anything, and we definitely need to increase our numbers to increase our chances of success. So he's getting a call, though, from this Tiffany Riley. Who are you, and why are you calling me? Are you a teenager? I feel like she's a teenager. Okay, hang up the phone. I don't have time to be talking to you. Aw, they're kissing. Okay, so back over to Johnny. Please don't interrupt me. Random phone calls. Okay, cool. So we're going to talk to Johnny, and we're saying, Johnny, I know that our fathers did not get along, but, you know, we were done very dirty by the Beakers. They did some awful things to our father and put him on experiments and things like that, and I want to know if you're willing to help us in any way. And Johnny's like, dude, you're my best friend. Of course I want to help you. Like, our father's fights are not our fight. You, like, we're different and we're going to, you know, make the world better. Like, I'm raising a family. I don't want, like, evil people in this town. And Rip's like, hey, cool. Thanks, man. Like, is there any, like, do you have any information? Like, we're trying to gather as much intellect as possible. And Johnny's like, you know what? Ophelia's aunt, Olive Spector, her son was a victim of the Beakers as well. So maybe we can talk to her and see if we can get a connection with this guy. Nervous subject, which I don't think Ripp really knows Nervous at all. If anything, he just met him, like, in passing, but he doesn't know Nervous subjects. Rip's like, oh man, that'd be great. So he wants to come over and not brag to Ophelia. He's gonna chat with her and say, Ophelia, like, you look amazing. Pregnancy suits you so well. A little bit of maybe an admiration just to butter her up. Talking to her about, like, her family, how everything's going, and Ophelia too. Again, all of these Sims, I think, have much deeper issues than are really discussed or even acknowledged. They've all dealt with something so dark and honestly traumatic and damaging. And Ophelia, also an orphan, lost her parents mysteriously, went under the guise and guidance of her aunt, who mysteriously had her parents' graves in the room and, like, torments their ghosts. Ophelia feels very, very weird. So anyways, he's like, could you tell me more about Nervous subject? And she's like, I don't know much about him. I don't think the two of them are very, very close at all. Like, they tried to be, but not really. And he's like, I really like to get a chance to get to know him. And she's like, he's very recluse. Like, he lives in the manor, but I don't know if he likes visitors coming over. He's, you know, I'm sure you've heard rumors, but he mysteriously just showed up out of nowhere, and he's very odd. And Rip's like, what do you mean odd? And she's like, he doesn't have much of a personality. Like, I think he's a bit, pardon the phrasing, but she says he's a little mental. And, like, that's not politically correct, but she's like, he's not one to easily hold conversation. He looks like he's, like, not here most of the time and on this sort of stuff. And Rip's like, how very interesting, but thank you for the time. Buck keeps burning all of the food, and that's really, really upsetting to me. But it is 11 o'clock. I just really want Buck to come give her a nice, tender kiss and say, we're going to go ahead and say goodbye to everyone. They can all leave. I'm going to have Tank come. He does... Were they fighting again? I don't know, but I know that he doesn't like him. So Tank is going to come over and just ask Ripp what happened and what's the plan. And Ripp says, okay, we have some... Johnny is going to help us. Ophelia is going to try and introduce us to her cousin, Nervous Subject, who apparently was the old... he lived with the Beakers for years and went under experimentations with them, so we could probably get some great insider information on at least the house, maybe some of their weaknesses or exploitations from this guy, but it requires us to really delicately build a relationship with Nervous Subject. And Tank's like, Oh, that's not my forte, dude. And Rip's like, you know what? Let me handle nervous subject, and then we can reconvene after. How does that sound? And Tank's like, fine, that sounds like a great idea. I have the athleticism, you have the brains. I'll gather the materials at the military. I'll get the job promotion so that I can get better clearance. And he's like, yes, your promotions and access on the military level, it'll be like a game of tennis. It's just gonna go back and forth until we can get it through. And Tank's like, hey, that's a great idea. I need to sleep because I'm exhausted and I got work in the morning, and so do I, sir. And Buck is just down here napping on the couch. We should all be going to bed and getting this done. But I think they're wearing the same pajamas, boys. But so far, so good with the, just the next steps, because honestly, this is a delicate matter. We're taking out an entire family who not only has money, but has status, has technology, has means and motive, and literally everything. And these guys are just these young military boys that are orphans. These young military orphans want to take down an entire legacy of this person that is literally cheating death. And I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm going to end this part here. If you guys are enjoying this series, do you give this video a fat thumbs up, subscribe for more as I put them out fairly regularly. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below on how you think the Grunt boys are going to handle next steps. So do you think nervous subject is going to be open to talking with Ripp? How is Ophelia going to play into this? Is this going to, like, do you think they're going to win? I don't know. It's really early to tell. It's part 1. I know, I apologize. But I love hearing your thoughts and ideas. I love hearing your comments. And you guys are amazing. Okay, cool. I love you guys so very much. I will see you in one of my next videos. Bye, guys. I'm gonna turn it all on.